So while I'm opening up there for an orb, for a game, 1 second. All right, here we go. All right. I need to move you guys out of the way. Sorry. All right. So what I'm trying to do I have this idea for a hot cold game, right? Because what the other stuff I'm working on is unclear, let's say. So I wanted to choose like a real direction with a real end in mind instead of just endless. What if I did this kind of thing? So hot and cold, a labyrinth and such. So I thought it would be really cool. I thought it was a good idea to have O-sounds on the floor and invisible, so that as the character walked over them, it would say hot. Oh, cool, I'm going the right direction. Or cold, I'm not going the right direction, right?
Clever.
So, and you know, and it start with that. So I started working on it, having fun recording, and then realized I need to do warm and cool as well. But here's what happens, and it was frustrating. And so I'm going to try and I wish I don't have this music on. Let me turn it off. Jesus. Alt S. Let's turn off the music. Ah. Yeah, that's not going to work because then you're not going to hear the problem. Oh, well. So here's what happens when I traverse one of those O sounds that are just on the floor. Listen. All right. But watch what happens. Do you see when I just run past it, it doesn't finish the sound, the WAV file?
I'm actually not hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's barely audible, I think. I barely can hear it.
Well, that's the problem. So with O sound, I've come to realize that if you don't stand still and you move, it ends. Yeah, see, it's still ending. That's why you're not hearing anything.
Are you using an invisible object to do this?
Yeah, so here, let me show you what I'm doing. Does everybody understand what the problem is? So as you pass over it, it goes cool. And because you've already passed its diameter distance, right? And then if you walk over it again, it'll continue. Oh, and then stop because you've already passed over it. So you really need to stand on it for it to play the whole cold.
What about a longer phrase? Like you are getting cold.
Yeah, then it'll just
help?
play. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just illustrating the kinds of problems I think we'll all are running into or will run into, right? So what do I do? So here's my idea. And I thought, well, I was going to do it last night. I was going to do it before the meeting and the contractor showed up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm thinking of doing instead, here, let me go to objects. So this is what I'm trying to like give an example of is problem solving in the God engine. Like it has a lot of limitations, as we all know, but how do we use those, how can we work with those limitations? So, well, wrong one. So here's the O sound, right? Here's the cold one, right?
Yep.
O sound, effect parameter 2, no tag needed. And the auxiliary is just simply cold, right? That's the sound 1. That's the sound that's supposed to play, right? But the problem is it only plays as a tiny portion of it, unless I happen to stand on it and not move. The limitation that maybe I don't know enough about O sound to fix. So what about this? What if I change this into an O tag switch, right? I'm
Sounds
actually
good.
going to move this out here into the void. Oh, no, that's right. That's why this needs to be destroyed, because I made errors and started playing around in something other than 128. So I'm going to move the O sound here, right? And I'm going to give it a tag 1002. All right. So I don't know if this is going to work. So if I put here another object and call it O tag switch, right? Or O tag SW. Right? And I have it call out the 1002. I don't know if it's going to work, but here's my theory. What if the O tag switch isn't sort of related to the time issues, the constraint of touching something and standing there and waiting for it to end before you move, right? What if
think
that
makes
doesn't
sense.
happen? Does that make
Right.
sense so far?
Yes, yep.
Good.
Yeah,
So therefore, this is my experiment. Let's see if it worked. Maybe I didn't do everything correct. O tag switch, yes. O tag SW. Ah, here's an error. I don't want it to have any effect on it or parameter. So O tag switch, good, 0. All this, who cares for now? Calls out 1002. And I could change the radius of it and the height of it, but I haven't gotten there yet. That might be another solve, but let's not worry about that right now. Save, enter, load, enter, E. Nope, same thing. Do you see how it went ka?
Can you go over it a few times? I just can't really even hear it.
Yeah, it's really hard to hear it, and if at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it there.
that's working.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
that one.
let's see if it works if I don't stop. What if I just run over it? Nope. Didn't work.
Maybe increase the radius then.
Yeah, okay. Well, that didn't really work.
Well, you know, part of the game might be to neither quite attracted nor repelled. You just kind of got to inch your way around to get the clues, right? Nothing wrong with that.
Or, yes, yes. Then I have to take the music off of it, which I probably will anyways. It's just left over from an old experiment. Or I have to break into an orb. So you guys maybe you run orbs more often than I do. Not the ones on the video, but the ones that are the old-fashioned ones where you actually ran them, right?
And if
And
we,
do you?
sorry for interrupting, please carry.
Yeah, let me finish. So does anybody do orbs the old way where you actually run them? And does EJ have, I know the dragon talks to you about magic fine and stuff, right? Do you remember anybody that those phrases don't stop when you walk away, do they? Or do they continue?
Absolutely, absolutely.
They stop when you walk
They
away.
don't.
They don't.
You can
So
run
there is a
right
way
through
to do
them.
it.
You can
Yeah.
run right through them and they come up, they play,
I keep going.
and they don't stop.
All right. So I have to break into one of those orbs and see what effects they have set up that I don't know yet.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one I do with any sort of regularity is the clear light orb. And you know, when the teddy bear comes up and talks to you, but at that point you're frozen.
Ah,
So you can't do anything. You have to wait for him to finish.
Yeah, if you look at the beacon or the amulets, all those keep going, I'm pretty sure.
okay. So there is a way to do it. All right. That's all. I just wanted to show you sort of how, you know, problems.
Now we gotta find out how that's done.
Yeah, I just have to, I'll have to figure out which orb I have and see if I can get inside of it for a while before it crashes and figure out where EJ has placed one of the 5,000 objects that are in the orb.
I'm pretty sure Lucky Buddha is
Yeah.
a good example.
Is it a short one?
Yes.
Good, good. Thank you. So that's
It's-
it.
It's an insta fix.
Ah, okay. Sorry, Alka, now I'm done.
No, I was just thinking that probably if the thing is that your character is moving, and that's why the song is the sound is not
That's right.
complete. Why can't we just put like these interactive screens where the character has to stop and touch to find out if it is hot or cold, and then move forward?
Sure. I haven't learned how to do O-text yet.
Okay, well,
And I haven't even, I'm frightened of the idea of learning how to make a character stop moving. Oh my gosh. But there's probably just some like, you know, oh, stop moving. I just haven't seen it yet.
the character is moving with the mouse, right?
Yeah,
Or the arrow keys.
I use the mouse or the arrow keys, I guess either one.
So then when you stop clicking the arrow key, the character stops.
Yeah, but you don't know that there's something on the floor you're running over that's
But no,
invisible.
not on the floor, like a signboard in the air or something.
Sure, but then that takes that for me, that's not how I want the game to run. I want people to
Yeah,
kind of run around like they do in real life, not knowing what the fuck they're doing.
Mm.
And then they get a direction, cold, right?
Mm.
A little help.
Right.
I was just wondering, you know how you could, you're naked, Nicole,
Oh my God.
have like, you know, the flag, how you had it before?
Yeah,
And you'd go up to that. You can have that trigger a sound, correct?
sure, absolutely.
And so just have an invisible flag.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, I don't know how you have an invisible flag, but that's a very interesting take on the problem. Just make it take all the alpha out of it, so it's just transparent. Yeah, something like that. Good.
Yeah, that I was thinking that too. And I'm also wondering if you, when you take out that background sound, I'm
Yeah,
wondering if that might
that
have
might do
an
it too.
effect of making it a little clearer or something, you know,
Yeah.
maybe they're fighting somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a possibility. But I noticed it in another orb that I was like, oh, wait a minute. I walked away and it stopped. Who cares, right? When's that ever going to be a point? And then here it is.
Yeah, I actually thought you were going to use the sound as being hot and cold, because I know when I reverse my car, it goes beep, 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 beep.
I have made those, Jaswan. I have those. I've made them, right? But what I was worried about, and I was thinking of like doing major and minor chords, but then I thought, well, that presumes too much of the player, right? But so I thought, just go like to the kids level, right? Hot, cold, warm, cool, right? And then the other thing that Claude often says that just now is starting to make some sense to me, is that you have to, I need to train the player, right? So I have to train them how the game works, right? There's no instructions. It's just like you go in and you've but one needs to be nice at the same time and inclusive, right? So that first hallway, there's the cold, which needs to be changed to cool, right? And if they choose that hallway anyway, like some of us do, right? Then the next sound should be cold, right? And then there's the wall, very short hallway. That wall is a wall tag switch, which if they actually continue going, they're going to be sent either into some kind of horrible prison room, right? Or I'm just going to send them back to the beginning. I don't want to say, ha, you lose, because that's mean. Okay, you're like, you don't know the game, how the game works. Cold, cool, cold. Oh my gosh, I lost and I'm being made fun of, right? So it should be like maybe cool, cold. I go to the wall, and then I just get sent back to the beginning that first time. Like, okay. So then the game's like, okay, so it is like, does work, kind of has a logic to it. So so then what, right? That's as far as I've gotten.
You could send them to Frozen World.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't decided. Yeah, but then then it's fun because once one trains them how the game works, then you can like maybe up the level of understanding later and further down the labyrinth, right? Then I want to introduce other questions, right? Or other, how do I deal with this, right? What if at a certain point I just don't put any advice or guides for a while, and they're like, well, like me, nobody's talking, right? Do I go back? I don't know. And then at a certain point, it's like, you're on your own. Use your intuition. Good luck. It's all you have anyway. Stop waiting for other people to tell you the answers. I don't know. Then I can have fun, but I need to work it out how it can actually flow and function at, Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, it's, that way you're making it totally interactive. So, boy, that's a pretty cool project.
Yeah. The other one I have is so gargantuanly huge and abstract that it's like, okay, yeah, it's gonna, it's fun. I'll work on it because I think it could, but it's not very clear, and it's just a series of experiments that I'm trying to pretend that they make sense together.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot. Has anybody else got something to work on that we?
I've got a broken orb and I'm not able to fix it. I don't know what to do with it. The domains are all
Wait,
right.
it's Monday.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't like
Do
that.
you just do this to see if Claude or the group here can like fix things? Do you just like going, how can I fuck this up so that Claude can Claude really knows what he's talking about?
No, I tried to fix it. It's just I'm not able to figure out what's the problem.
Then you're up.
You've
Well-
come to the right place.
Yeah.
Let me just share my screen. Okay. Please move this. Stupid, stupid window away. Can you see this or? What's it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see a window with the left MB to slide.
With a? I'm sorry, I
It
didn't
has,
get you.
it has the
You
sound
have your sound
control.
menu open. Hit
Okay,
escape to
awesome.
exit. There you go.
Okay, so I'll just straight away go to the editor.
Again, it
Is that
looks
okay?
great.
Okay. It's just broken at several places and all the walls are right. The domains look all right. Should I zoom in a bit?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Yep. Okay.
Why don't you show us what's broken in the game itself? Because you're telling us it's broken, but it looked great when you showed it to us.
Okay.
You skipped him. Okay, never mind. You had a message, it blew right past. There, wait, that, you should read that. That's help.
That says that it has 2 extra domains, which I created for rooms for later. And it asked me if I should delete it. I said, don't delete it. And then I
Okay.
went ahead and deleted it. This is broken.
So what domain number is this? Do you know?
I know that a
Is it
few
the
domain
beginning?
numbers. I know that 12 is broken, 11 is broken. And then I was just trying to write it, but I don't know all the domains that are broken, but 3 or 4 of them are broken in here.
What about looking at walls at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's look at the Alt E and the domains and the walls for this region. I
And
guess.
zoom in like Claude was having you do the other day. Why don't you get close? Because I have already can see something that I want to take a look at, but we're too far away.
Should I go to walls or domains?
Is that the first one we in the room where we
Look,
were
look,
looking?
go to 2, go to 2. Look, zoom in. Does everybody see it?
yeah,
What do you see?
misalignment.
Yeah. There's a little, go in. Oh, yeah, go back. Take a look. We'll all see. Oh, maybe not. Go back in. Maybe it was just, we were too far out. Go in again. Z. No, it's good. My mistake.
Huh.
Doesn't one side of that wall look brighter than the other side, or is it just my screen or my eyes?
You're right, Faz.
This one, right? This looks brighter.
No, the right side looks brighter.
Okay.
Maybe we go to the walls like Kevin suggested. Let's see what's going on.
This thing is not fitting in one frame.
Good. Scroll through. 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1. Oh. 0 minus 1. Oof.
Let me just go one by one. So 0 minus 1. And there's one little one here. That's 0 and 1.
Good.
Okay. Now this is minus 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. This little one here.
If you zoom in a little, it'll be easier.
What?
1, 2,
This is
good.
1, 2.
Yeah.
This is 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1,
It
2
is
minus 1, 2 minus 1, and 2 minus 1. And this is 2, 1, 3. This is 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1. And this is 3 and 4.
No, this one for you. Look at that.
4 minus 1, 4 minus 1, 4 minus
You
1,
like that. You say groovy a
4
lot.
minus 1,
Yeah.
4 minus 1,
Army of Darkness.
4 minus
What they
1.
call it. Groovy.
This is
That's why you like that.
4 and 5. 5 minus 1, 5 minus 1. 5 and 6, 6 minus 1, 6 minus 1, 6 minus 1. 6 minus 1,
Heroes,
minus
heroes
1,
can't
6
remember.
minus
Legends
1,
never
6
die.
and 7.
Oh, yeah.
7 minus 1,
Mhm.
7 minus 1.
Okay, okay, but it's broken at the beginning, right?
Where one? Which one? Which one, Chris?
Wasn't, did it look broken in the first, in the 0 domain, the 0 region?
You get to send you the-
The reason I ask is like,
Oh, yeah. That's good. Muscle man.
Love it. Oh, God, he's me.
Resume
is
it to
that
the
it
zero.
may be, maybe I'm just projecting, but I had a similar problem a couple of days ago in the same orb I was showing you guys. And what I ended up doing, because I too couldn't find out why it was broken, is I just erased those walls and did them again, and it somehow fixed it.
If I screw that
I
up.
guess that's what I'll do.
But I also, is it important? Here's, I'm sorry, I'm going to overload a little bit, pardon me. One of the problems I had was the points. And that was because I was silly. And before I respected the idea of working in 128 unless there's absolutely a good reason not to work in 128. I thought that I could work in 64 and 32 and 16 and it would be all good. And I found out that actually that was really good advice, because I had, not only do I have to often change the grid, but that it screwed up some of my points where the walls connect, right? So if I might make a suggestion, if you have to restart, to make sure to try your best to work in 128 unless absolutely necessary that you don't, and then immediately go back to 128.
Okay.
Are all these done in 64 or?
Not all. I think after this one, I started 64. From here, I think. I'm not quite sure though, but today I changed it to 64 and this was till yesterday. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and redo.
Well, I think too, if Fred was, so where does your player spawn? Where's
Yeah,
the,
right on. Where's your player?
where's your player in that? So we could find out whether we're close to it
We're
when
not
you,
looking at all the domains, but we're looking at the one that is broken. Just hit center. Hit C. And then go in Z until we can see it. Okay. So what domain is that? That one is broken.
Okay, this one is, let me just go back to domains. Sorry. It's
4.
4. So how did you say, I mean, how could you figure out that
When
this
it-
was broken?
Is it perfectly square or is it just
Yeah,
my
I
eyes?
know. I know. That's why I'm looking. I don't know if you notice. I'm like getting closer. Trying. Can you Z in a little bit?
yeah, that's what I would suggest. It's the
Z,
scale is
one
so
more.
big.
Yeah. Z and once more. Want to see what happened. Oh, and now go to the left a little
Wow.
bit. Yeah, it's giant. But go ahead,
I
go to the
just
left a
did
little bit.
128 and I started building in 128.
Yeah, yeah. Go to the left a little bit. I want to see something.
Please tell me how to fix this. Like, if it is giant, then what size?
Oh, no,
What?
it's
How should I?
fine. Okay.
If a person builds in one grid size and then in the same, or builds in another grid size, can that screw things up?
It can. It causes one to juggle another apple when we're juggling a lot of apples already. It's another thing to remember. It's just, I disregarded that advice and now I wish I hadn't.
Which advice? Sticking to one
To
grid?
work in 128.
What would happen if you put 128 where the 64 is? Would that show you anything more, or?
It'll show you which of her walls are on 64. Yeah.
This is a mystery.
Yeah, yeah. The God engine is terrific.
And then
I
can we
think
see
it's
the
incredible
the
system.
walls on that domain? The
Yeah, yeah,
walls.
right on, Jazzy. Right on.
That one looked funny.
Hey, look at this one. Kurt. Go
Funny
back.
And
now.
zoom in a little bit. Bit more. Now
this
just
is-
go around the walls and see. I'm trying to see myself.
Oh, hold on. Go back. Go back. Something might have been revealed. Okay, no, wasn't. Sorry. Just a hope.
How about if you cycle through those? Because just in case you have two walls, one underneath the other, we
Yeah,
might
right
not
on,
be able to
Jeff.
see it.
Right on. Do you know what it means when we say cycle through? Elka, there you go.
Should I just reduce the size now? Why
No,
is
no,
it
no,
that?
no, 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 no.
On my cell phone, that's about 4 miles away when you do that.
No, but how? I mean, where is it that I'm goofing up on the grid? I'm not able to understand. I mean, is it a
Is
big
that-
grid size?
Is that definitely the place that it's broken where we're looking now?
Seems so. We can go to that one too.
Well, some of the walls are not connected, Fred. Does it make a difference? Like this is,
That looks good.
this
That
is,
looks
some are
good.
not.
Glad that you know how to do that. That's super helpful.
There are a couple of them that were not connected, and I was wondering if that could be the issue. Now, why am I
Well,
not
what's
able-
interesting,
Yeah,
good, good.
yeah. If they're not quite connected, that would give an issue, I'm sure.
But what's curious to me here, I don't know. Pull down that doorway. Good. Pull down the doorway to at the bottom of your editor, please, because I didn't think you could grab it.
to
You
the
passed
bottom of
the one. No,
editor?
no, no, the one below it. No, 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 no. Let that one go back into place. The one there. You go. Why do you think you can't grab that?
Maybe because it's on another grid.
Well, maybe because but you can grab the walls that are connected to it. No.
Yeah, but
So
I think
why
if
is that doorway on a
Yes, sir.
different grid when the walls around it are not? They should be on the same 128 grid, but
Can you
obviously you
zoom
can't.
in? Can we
Yeah,
zoom
zoom in
in on
again.
that? And see what that looks like?
Yeah. You can't grab it, but you can grab the ones next to it. That to me, it looks like a good place to begin. So go ahead and delete that wall. Go to 64 and delete that doorway, which is,
What, she can't even highlight it?
nope. That
That's
tells me
weird.
that tells me the problem.
That's weird.
Okay, now I bet she can grab, so it's not on the same, it's not in line, Alka. If you can grab the
Right.
neighbor walls at 128, but you can't grab the doorway at 128, then it only appears to be in line with those, but it isn't.
Oh,
So
I see.
delete it. delete it. To get out of 60, well, first of all, delete it. Delete that wall. Good, now get back to 128. Enter. Now draw the doorway again.
Look at these two that ones, babe. They're a little different. So it feels much better.
There you go. Now
Oh,
number
the
it
other ones were
properly.
subtler.
But they were green, bright green. So I like these ones. I don't know. I like these ones better. I think.
Why can't I select this wall again now?
They're only $15 too.
Why don't you scroll through?
Yeah, cycle through with the up or down arrow.
And it's going to be wall, it's going to be the last wall because it's the last wall you've made.
Look at that, babe. Isn't that
No, the
nice?
other way, the other way, the other way.
But I don't know who Wayne Ricker is.
What?
There it is.
From Star Trek.
Oh, okay, that.
So this is 0.
What's that number above load mean?
Which one?
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
All right, cool. Save and let's see if it's fixed.
This one was fixed. This is domain 1, right? So there was no problem with that particular domain when rendered. Did I again miss that sign?
It's all right. You're right. It says you have 2 regions without walls.
Do you think that could be causing the
You
confusion?
know, I agree, Kathleen. Yeah, yeah. Why don't you just delete those 2 regions that don't have walls?
Okay.
See, Kathleen is that would be where I would go next. All right, now let's see if it works. Nope.
Yeah, because I created this yesterday when Claude showed, he was creating some extra domains in advance before creating those walls. So I thought this would be okay.
Yeah, it seems it's okay. But like Claude's been telling you, some things are okay, but they're really not. And they're going to eventually come back to, haunt you like a ghost.
Oh, babe, look at this.
I wonder if the next area you'd start looking at is the height of the ceiling and the floor in the domains and the walls.
Yeah, I could do that for sure.
Same.
Sorry.
Yeah, good. Huh? Can we do something with your player for a moment? So it's hard, I think, on our logic of helping you when we start in the middle. If you could just move your player to either the 0 domain. So we walk through it like logically it's not logic, it's just normal from beginning to end rather than starting in the middle and not quite knowing which domain we're in.
Yeah.
I mean, you can move it back later after class. It's just temporary. It would be nice for us to start walking at the beginning and see where we start to see problems. Because I'm disoriented starting in the middle. Maybe I'm too Western or something, but.
What?
No, I think it's good because it'll isolate more
Yeah,
where
it's
we are.
easier to isolate where
Yeah.
we're at.
And then we
Good.
could really look at the alignment of those doors. That's
Yeah.
what I'm a
Can I-
little worried about.
I
Zero one?
agree. Yeah, just drop it. Now, save, load, exit, and let's just walk slowly through until when we see a problem, we all stop and then figure out what domain we're in. So this is 0.
Yeah.
Looks good.
All is well.
Next, first hallway, hallway 1, looks great. Next big space. Looks good.
So 0, 1, 2, right?
Well, does it, so
Mhm.
that was the set, that was this. Here's another big room coming up
This is 3.
on the 3rd big room. And this is the one that's messed up.
Breathe, breathe, breathe,
Yeah.
breathe, breathe.
Okay. 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 So this is the 4th one. Should I note down? Okay. Let's just go to this first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this one is fine.
2, 1,
This hallway is fine. That's
2,
good.
3,
Good.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. No, this one. Okay, walls.
This is the one that's not quite right.
Yes, this is the one.
Can you go back to domains
Yeah, sure.
and go to the domain just below, just cycle through with the arrows.
Okay.
Okay, I was just trying to look at the right screen to see what's changed. And the only thing I saw change was the back sound, which said love. But I might have missed something else that changed.
Can we really just, zoom in and look at the walls on this, on the broken one?
That's still, but go in close on that. I just had an inner alarm go off on that doorway.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, there it is. There's your break. Yay, we found it. No, you just found the break. Why are you running away from it?
Okay, this is 4 and 5. Is this too big?
Well, look at the pink on the left. You didn't do it well.
Okay.
You should be in closer when you're making those tiny walls.
Okay.
There you go. Look, it's not good. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, do what you're doing. Sorry, I should tell my inner child to be quiet.
So should I delete that one and start with that one as well?
Well, I'm gonna pull just to give give me a little pull down that green wall. See what happens when you pull it down. I have a theory. Oh,
No,
delete
this
whatever you just did.
It's the right wall and it's slightly different.
There you go. Pull that down.
that. Okay, let's see.
Okay, good. It's connected. Great. All right. Now just draw from that point to the next. Nope.
What am I doing?
Nope.
So here, go till here.
Nope.
Why is it dragging it? What? in the-
I have a theory. You want a theory?
Theory.
Go to 64 and see what happens.
Okay. Is this much extra okay, Fred?
Well, let's see what happens. I'm not God. The God engine is God.
Okay. So now I'm able to select it when it is on
You fixed it.
64.
You fixed it. Can you repeat to us what you noticed? Why it was broken? Did you notice? Did you?
Yes, because the wall was not connected.
Great. Do you know why it wasn't connected?
Because it was in a different grid.
Yep. This is
This
why
is-
it's good to continually work on the same grid. You saw the problems when you were pulling your hair out, figuratively, because you couldn't make the line go in the right place. This is the extra apple that one needs to juggle when you start working in different grid sizes.
Sure.
I mean, you can do it, but you have to remember, oh yeah, I did that at 64. I better go back to 64 instead of yelling at it like somehow it's doing you, like it's being unjust.
I think that might be the problem with the other broken rooms as well.
Load it up. Let's see.
Load it
setting.
up and let's see. Let's see.
0, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
There you go. The other ones are probably similar problems.
Wow.
Yay.
Da, da, da,
So,
da.
as I asked my young middle school kids, what was the moral of that story?
Learn to juggle another apple.
Or realize that you're struggling with just 2 freaking apples and don't add a third.
Okay, so well, I guess that's it then.
Yay. We're pretty good, I have to say.
You guys are smart.
That's all I've ever wanted to be told.
Okay,
by.
in 50 different ways each time.
Yeah. So Alka, I know it's a big challenge, but what are you gonna do for for the next time that we can fix?
For an encore.
I don't know. Well,
Well, I
I
wanted
tried
to ask,
her
what
yesterday, so I
are
can
you
bring
doing
that up.
different? Are you doing different sounds in each one of these rooms and colors and
Yes,
stuff? Because this is pretty
yes.
awesome.
Yeah, it looks great as always.
Really smooth.
Cool, cool.
Okay, so
Yay.
Yay, that was good. Good, good.
thank you.
Anybody else have anything we can fix in 5 minutes? No. Just kidding.
Grant's back. Everybody, good energy.
Feels better already.
Yeah. Let's open you up with the Alta E. Let's have a look at that spine. Something's not connected right.
What I've been struggling with a little bit, and I haven't really had a chance to go back and try and fix it, and I'm not sure how to fix it, and that is I set up a teleport and I set it to a doorway. So I have a door and I hit the doorway. The thing is, I'm trying to have it so it's just in the wall, but what happens is it revolves around because it's an object. So if I approach it from the left, the door is square on. If I approach it from the right.
You're using what do they call them? They have a special name for them, a sprite, right? So you're not using a model, you're using a two-dimensional texture that can give the illusion of them because the texture is set. That's why they call it a sprite. It changes to look at the viewer, right? So the door probably goes, hey,
that's
Jazzy,
right.
Hey, you're over there now. And it presents its front, right?
Okay.
So use an object.
So what? Use an object. So I go into the MD2.
I'm sorry. I'm using. Oh, I'm so bad. Sorry. A model. I used the wrong word. Model.
So the MD2.
Use an MD2 and that to see what that does.
Okay. Good. Okay. Thank you. Oh, are you waiting for me to do that?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
Just,
whatever. If anybody else has anything.
Oh, and then I had another problem, and that was, and it was in the same orb. I'd put colors in using the F6 into a, you know, this room would be this color, that room would be that color. And then when I'd finished putting the teleport, the colors just disappeared. So I don't know if it's, I got to re-put in the colors, or I'm pretty sure I saved them, because before when I would load up the orb, it was like that. It might just be a glitch in the software. I'm not sure.
I had that
No,
problem
It's
once.
gotta be something. It's probably not a glitch.
As well.
Yeah, yeah.
The glitch idea is like, you know, sort of blaming bad luck and, you know, and Jesus didn't love me, really. It was a lie.
It's somebody
it's-
else's
We've all
fault.
used,
Somebody else's
we've all
fault,
tried.
not
We've
mine. I
tried.
did everything right, you know. So just one of the best things about this engine, in my opinion, is the fact that it's just like this way. You do it this way. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. No, okay, fine. You're going to do it this way because this is how I work, right? So the idea so yeah, I really love that about the engine.
So the room showed the appearance, and then you put in this
Object, yeah.
object to be an OTAG switch, right?
Yeah, like an OTAG switch, like Fred showed us last
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
And then, so my first thought would be to go ahead and do what Fred suggested, try using a model for the OTAG switch, see if that has any effect on the actual room. It doesn't seem like it would, but you never know. I mean,
Yeah, I had this problem too, and it was frustrating, and I didn't understand why things were doing what Jazz wanted. It wasn't exactly the same, but similar, that the F6 got glitchy, right? And so what I did is I just tore those walls down, and you know, oh no, I did this. I renamed that wall or domain or region or I just went in and said, no, this isn't going to be called room 2 anymore. Sorry. And I went back into the editor and changed it to room 3, or, you know, cat or whatever, another word, and then went in and redid it again, and it stuck. Don't ask me why.
Yep. And that's why I noticed you use the capitals, right? When you're
Yeah.
typing into that, yes, that could
Again,
also be it.
the
Yeah.
game seems to prefer it, and I'm like, okay, just don't be lazy, make it caps, be nice with the game.
Okay, so I was able to make that room that Claude had shared, that I felt was pretty cool. I can share that.
Well, I think we're out of time.
Okay.
Next week on that, or
Next week.
okay, Elka?
Yep, that's okay. Well,
Thanks
what's
for
fixed is fine. What's not fixed is what needs to be addressed.
thank you for bringing us your orb today. It was really helpful, Elka.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
thanks
it's
so
a
much.
nice looking orb. It's really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
It's cool.
And thank you, Teacher Fred,
And
for
Merry
bringing
Christmas
your
to
orb.
all and to all.
Merry
the faithful.
Oh,
Thanks,
yes.
everybody.
Happy
We'll
Christmas.
see you guys. Yay.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, exactly.
Merry Christmas.
Exactly.
Okay.